10. Unintended consequences. The law of unintended consequences applies to much in the world, and is just as applicable to the world in which you have been inserted by our kind. In terms of unintended consequences arising from an act committed or a step taken, there are three categories. There are the unexpected benefits. For instance, aspirin is used as a painkiller, but has also been found to be an excellent anticoagulant and is used to assist those with heart and circulatory problems. There are then the unintended drawbacks. For instance, prohibition in the United States during the 1920s suppressed the alcohol trade. Its unintended consequence was to drive alcohol provision into the hands of organized crime, which resulted in those organizations becoming wealthier and better funded to expand their criminal activities. The final category concerns the perverse result. I have two favorite examples in this regard. The first became known as the Streisand effect, whereby the actress and singer Barbra Streisand took legal action concerning the online publication of a picture of her home. Prior to legal action, only 6 people had downloaded the picture. Following her legal action, 420,000 people downloaded it as a consequence of the coverage of the case. There is much to be said to not drawing attention to something by complaining about it in the first place. The second example of a perverse result concerns the then British government's handling of venomous cobras in Delhi, India. It was decided, in order to encourage the local populace to hunt down and reduce the number of cobras, that a bounty would be offered for each cobra killed and handed in. Enterprising individuals decided that it was actually easier just to breed the cobras than actually try and hunt them down, kill them, and hand them in. Once the government realized that this was happening, they withdrew the bounty. The populace then released the now worthless cobras. Thus, the number not only was not reduced, but actually increased. The unexpected drawbacks and perverse results are also applicable to you in terms of dealing with our kind. Owing to the fact that most people do not know what they are dealing with, how we think, how we regard the world, and why we do as we do, these people approach any issue concerning us with what they think are sensible and well-thought intentions. They believe that dealing with us in a certain way will bring about a desired result, which will prove beneficial to them. This lack of understanding, incomplete analysis, and attempt to control something which they do not actually know how to control results in unintended consequences of the unpleasant variety. Here are 10 examples of that at work. Number 1. Giving us a dressing down. The intention is to put us in our place so we know that you are displeased so that we do not repeat the behavior. The unintended consequence is that you provide us with fuel, and we do it all the more as we realize how well, from our perspective, you react to the provocations. 2. Mirroring our behavior. Your intention is that by mirroring our behavior, you believe that it will stop us from doing what we are doing. The unintended consequence is that we will then shift to a different manipulation and apply it to you with greater vigor. 3. Telling everybody how awful we behave towards you. The intention is that people will believe you, support you, and turn against us. The unintended consequence is that because of our prior manipulations, you become seen as the crazy one. The more you protest, the more crazy people think that you are, and your position is eroded, and ours becomes stronger. 4. You try to reason with us. Your intention is that you want us to understand the error of our ways, so that we will correct them, and thus you will feel satisfied. Unintended consequence: you ignite our fury through this criticism of us by suggesting that we were wrong in some way, and you become frustrated and upset at your failure to make any headway with us whatsoever. 5. You turn to one of our friends for help. The intention is, you think, well, we may not listen to you, but surely we will listen to our best friend, won't we? And thus the problem will be resolved. The unintended consequence is that you are feeding information to our lieutenant. This is then fed back to us, and we see you as treacherous. and your helpful intention will be turned around and used against you. You will be punished. 6. You tell us everything about yourself. Your intention is that by opening up yourself to us, you hope we will do the same. Therefore, there will be mutual trust and understanding. The unintended consequence is that you are handing us bullets that we will later fire at you, based on what you have disclosed to us about your fears, weaknesses, and vulnerabilities. 7. You second guess us, anticipate and dedicate yourself to avoid upsetting us. Your intention at adopting this labor-intensive way of handling us is that you think that we will be pleased, that you will not set us off in any way, that there will be peace and harmony in the household. The unintended consequence is you may achieve peace and stability, but at the cost of your sanity, reason, sleep, and nerves. And of course, the period of stability never lasts. 8. You play hard to get with us. Your intention is, by treating us mean, we will be keen, yes? The unintended consequence is, we see this as a criticism. We will lash out at you and go and find someone else to triangulate with you who does what we want. 9. You tell us what we really are. Your intention is to gain the upper hand by letting us know that you know. You also hope to cause us to reflect on our behaviour. The unintended consequence is that we deny what you are suggesting, we just will not accept it, and then we lash out at you for having criticised us in this way. Number 10. You beg and plead for us to change. Your intention is that since we apparently love you, then surely your emotive display must not go unnoticed, and we will respond in a constructive fashion. The unintended consequence is we drink up this delicious fuel and keep pumping it out of you by hurting you even more.